Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and you guys have heard me ad nauseum have absolute emotional meltdowns over $80 price tags on video games, so when the opposite happens, I absolutely have to give it credit, and it's something that we've been seeing a little bit more happening out of gaming, and a little bit more on the quiet side, but Mafia The Old Country had its big gameplay reveal trailer today. On top of that, we've got the informational rollout, the special edition, the release date of August the 8th. Yes, it is only 3 months away, literally 3 months from today. We'll have Mafia The Old Country, the latest mainline entry in the Mafia titles, and best of all, it is going to be priced at $49.99. Yes, this $50 price tag seems to be getting a little bit of traction over on in gaming. Recently, obviously, we had the incredible success of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and a lot of people talked about how that game was $50, and it puts to shame a lot of games that come out for $70. Here we have Mafia The Old Country, and it is coming out at $50 as well. Now, they did make to reiterate that this is a focused, linear, story-driven experience. However, totally okay with that, because Mafia 3 tried to move into this more open-world approach, and I felt like that ultimately did that game a detriment. I think Mafia should be a more focused experience than, let's say, a GTA where chaos reigns supreme. I get the idea that these are both crime-ridden games, or whatever you want to call it, and Mafia and GTA have had these comparisons, but they're really different experiences. If you're familiar with Mafia and if you've played GTA, they are different experiences, or they should be, and I think Mafia always did a fairly good job of carving out its own identity, and I think with Mafia 3, they kind of got away from that a little bit, and with The Old Country, I do feel like they're getting back to that. Mafia should be a focused, narrative-driven experience with a gritty, mature story as well, incredible visuals, incredible production values, and based on the trailer that we got for this game, it looks like they're nailing that. Now, we'll see how this game ultimately turns out, and it should be noted, while this game is $50, I would not expect a game that has 20, 30 hours of content. Even 15 hours, maybe pushing it a little bit. I assume that this game is going to be 8 to 10 hours long, and you know what? I am totally okay with it, because, sure, you are allowed to quantify the value of a game however you want, and if that metric you want to use is hours of gameplay you get out of it, more power to you. Guess what? There are equally as many people these days that do not care about that metric anymore, about how many hours out of a game you are going to get. We do not care about it, and yes, you know, games are expensive, and you want to get X amount of hours of gameplay, but at the same time, look at all these people talk about they've got 800 games in their backlog, 500 games in their backlog. Adding another 100-hour game is doing nobody any favors, and sometimes you need a more compact, concise, to-the-point experience, and that's what Mafia The Old Country is looking to achieve. I'm not saying that every game should follow the same principle, but that's the reality. Every game shouldn't follow the same principle. We shouldn't have this number in our head that, oh, every game has to hit this many hours of game time. It has to be at least 30 hours. It has to be at least 40 hours, because that's when you get games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I feel, that just add content for the sake of adding content. None of it matters, and it's a detriment to the experience just to get that many hours of gameplay that I know is a metric that publishers chase after, but guess what? Screw that metric. It doesn't have to be the metric for every game, and with Mafia going the other direction, just focusing on that narrative-driven experience, I'm totally for that, and you're pricing it accordingly as well. Now, even if it is 8 to 10 hours at $50, maybe some people will be like, okay, that's still too much, I'll wait on a sale for it. But guess what? Like, that's fine. Wait on a sale for it then. For me and for a lot of other people that do have immense backlogs, and we appreciate games being a little bit shorter when it calls for it, I am totally okay with it, and I think it's a slippery slope when you get to this factor of, oh my god, man, we do not have enough content. Just make the game, make a good game, and people will gravitate towards it. Even if it's not the lengthiest game in the world, guess what? If it's a quality 8 to 10 hour experience, if it really resonates with me, I'll go back and I'll play that game over and over again for years and years and years. I love to go back and play A Last of Us Part 1. If Uncharted 2 was available on PC, I'd be going back and playing that game all the time as well. I've done so many playthroughs of it on PlayStation, but, you know, if it was readily available on PC, I'd be doing so many playthroughs of that game. And I know, 2 Naughty Dog games, I like to think about Naughty Dog before they were washed, but you know, a Mafia 1, a Mafia 2, those are games that are worthwhile to go back and play. It's a lot of those games from that PlayStation 3 era for me when we didn't get so obsessed with just sheer content. And if you want to talk about Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed 2, that's a game that's, you know, if you go through the main story, that's not a super lengthy game. You can complete that game in 15 to 20 hours, and it's a worthwhile 15 to 20 hours. Now, obviously, if you do all the content, it'll get extended, but we've gotten to this point of just chasing how many hours of gameplay we can get out of these games that I thought I personally think we've completely lost the plot. And when we talk about $70, $80 games, a game being $50, a game knowing what it is, I just feel like that's incredible. I just want to see more of that, and if a game is going to be shorter and you want to price it a little bit lower, I think that will be effective. And I think right now, pricing a game at $50 just because of the landscape of the market, I think that'll give you a lot of goodwill. Look at Expedition 33 and how many people were talking about that game just on the basis of, oh my god, this is an incredible game and it's only $50. Mafia The Old Country, while it's not going to have the level of content, the quantity of content that Expedition has, if it's a high quality game, people will once again be like, even if it's a worthwhile 8 to 10 hours, people will be like, yo, this game is $50 and it's still at an incredibly high level. And again, while you might close off some people from buying the game because it is 8 to 10 hours and people are just not going to find that a worthwhile experience, I would rather those people decide, hey, I'm not going to buy the game, than you altering what the game is to placate those people and then harming the game for the entire audience that wants to check it out. There's no reason to do that. Know who your audience is. Realize that if you make a game that is 8 to 10 hours, sure, there are people that only buy games that are north of 40 hours, and you're just gonna turn those people off at a $50 price tag for an 8 to 10 hour game. You know what? A game can't be for absolutely everybody. That's the reality, but if you realize who the game is for and you really prioritize those people within reason, where you can create a better game within that 8 to 10 hours. There are other choices being made in games where I don't think it actually offers any benefit to the game, such as story decisions and narrative decisions that I find very questionable just for reasons that, you know, they want to make those story decisions or character design decisions, whatever the case may be, that don't offer anything. But creating a game that is shorter and more compact makes it more focused, that can create a better game. And if that's what they need to do, and they're pricing it at $50, and hopefully this is something we see more of in the future. We know games like Wushang Fallen Feathers, that's also $50. Expedition 33 just came out at $50. You look at a game like Atomfall, that was also a budget title. I feel like a game that would have done really well at a budget price point was like First Berserker Kazan. I think that game did relatively well, but if that game was $49.99, I think that would have gotten a lot of positive buzz as well. But more $50 games, I mean, what rocket science is this? Like, I'm signing up for cheaper games? Yeah, obviously I am, but I think the landscape in gaming right now calls for it. And also, you know, maybe it is a catch-22 of, yeah, I'm asking for cheaper games, but at the same time, I'm okay with shorter games because I don't feel longer means better in a lot of these cases. These overblown open worlds with meaningless, superfluous content nobody cares about, nobody's actually getting super invested into it. When I play an Assassin's Creed game, a lot of the times I just mute it and I listen to a podcast at the same time. Do you think that's the ideal gaming experience? Probably not. That's probably not the experience Ubisoft intended for me to have with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that I muted the game, I don't give a damn about Ivor, I don't give a damn about any of the content, I listen to a podcast at the same time, and I have some fun in the open world, and I don't take the game that seriously. But with Mafia The Old Country, you think I'm gonna be listening to a podcast while playing Mafia The Old Country? You think I'm gonna be in any damn Discord calls while playing Mafia The Old Country? No, it's zoned out. I am focused on this game entirely. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. No, I went on a little bit of a tangent, but let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Cannot wait for this game. One of my most anticipated games for the rest of 2025, and hopefully it turns out great. So fingers crossed on that. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.